Now 4:30 on WKYT this morning. Parts of Kentucky still under a state of emergency this morning as people are dealing with flooding on roadways. What you need to know before heading out the door.
A Wayne County man's behind bars after officers say he abused his own mother. We have disturbing details of the filthy conditions inside the home coming up.
And could Kentucky Senator Rand Paul announce today that he is running for president? It looks likely. We'll break down the latest details on his potential campaign.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome aboard. It's good to have you with us here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Hope you're having a great start to your morning. Let's turn it now to Micah Harris for a look at our weather.
Well, our weather is going to be a stormy start. You're looking outside on First Alert Defender Live radar. There's not much in our viewing area just yet. There's a little starting to nudge into the, we'll say the Cumberland region. You got to work your way down toward the southwest. A few showers in the southeast, but really we're focused in on what's going on down towards, say, Taylor County and make your way into Adair County. That's where we are seeing some of those rumbles of thunder sliding into the region. And look, there's much more to go back toward west of 65. We'll take that off toward the east in the next several hours, and then it looks like it just continues to funnel on in. We'll go over your latest forecast in about 10 minutes.
Okay, we'll see you then. In the news, new this morning, hundreds of students had to be evacuated from their dorm rooms overnight on the campus of Eastern Kentucky University.
Firefighters tell us a sprinkler may have malfunctioned and flooded about 4 halls of Clay Hall, 4 floors, I should say, of Clay Hall. The dorm was completely evacuated around 1:30 this morning. Students were advised to go to the Powell Student Center. The university's maintenance crew is working on the sprinkling system. Right now, students are only allowed to go back inside to get their medications. We keep you updated on the latest developments here on WKYT This Morning.
And new this morning, we're tracking a shooting in Lexington that sent a man to the hospital. That happened about 2:30 this morning on Camelot Drive. Lexington police say one man was shot in the back. He has been taken to UK Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say 2 vehicles and the building were also struck by bullets. They say the shooters, a man and a woman, are still on the loose this morning. They were last seen in a white Cadillac. Police are not sure what led up to that shooting.
Well, new this morning, Lexington police are searching for a man who broke into a Speedway gas station overnight. It happened around 1 o'clock this morning at the Speedway on North Broadway. Police got there and the store's front door was unlocked. They reviewed surveillance video and found a man entered the store and stole antifreeze. No arrests have been made. Police have not released a detailed description of the suspect.
This morning, some people are still cleaning up from last week's heavy rain.
The historic rainfall damaged homes, businesses, and roads. Some counties like Franklin County still under a state of emergency this morning. Check out this video of the Kentucky River our officer Don took from Sky First. You can see how close that water has come to several homes. The river crested over the weekend. Jordan Valines tracking the flooding in Franklin County.
If there's one thing folks here have learned over the years,
if you live in Frankfort, you deal with the Kentucky River.
It's that flooding has become a fact of life. Just ask Bonnie Hughes.
No, from past floods, it has to be like around 40 feet before it starts into the house.
She's lived along the banks for more than 20 years.
Back in 97, 98, I think the river got up to like 47 feet.
And knows just as well as anyone that this serene piece of real estate,
it's usually very peaceful and very beautiful out here,
comes at a price.
It's just the river water that gives us trouble every now and then.
The recent rainfall caused creeks and rivers to spill out of the banks and into nearby streets, yards, and fields. By Monday, most of the water had receded off the roadways, but the reason why so many roads still remain closed was because of problems like this. As you can see here, big chunks of the roadway simply washed out, just like this one here on Glens Creek Road. And with more rain in the forecast,
keep listening to the weather reports.
Bonnie is keeping her fingers crossed.
We put everybody sort of on alert when the water starts coming up,
hoping that history won't repeat itself yet again. In Franklin County, Jordan Valines, WKYT.
Well, areas in Franklin County near the Kentucky River will remain under a flood warning until later this morning.
In Bourbon County, people along Stoner Creek are cleaning up after their homes were damaged by floodwater. Emergency management officials say Stoner Creek rose from 18 to 27 feet in just under 12 hours on Friday. Anything above 25 feet is considered major flooding. One newlywed couple and their 2 children came home on Saturday to find their entire house flooded. They threw away all of their carpet and furniture, but also lost several photos, including their wedding pictures.
In Scott County, people there are seeing some of the worst flooding since 1997. The Elkhorn Creek rose, flooding several nearby homes and businesses. An Arby's in Georgetown got the worst of it. At the Arby's, water made it up to the bottom of chairs in the restaurant, forcing them to close. Managers there hope to reopen Arby's by the end of the week. The floodwater also got into at least 6 homes on Elkhorn Meadows Drive. The owners of the Elkhorn Plaza tell us after the flood of 97, they raised all of the buildings they own by a couple of feet. Well, with more rain and storms in the forecast this week, stay with WKYT for the latest weather updates. You can download the WKYT First Alert Defender radar app for your iPad or smartphone, or go to WKYT.com for the latest.
Now 4:36 on WKYT this morning, some disturbing accusations against a southern Kentucky man. Police in Wayne County say Gary Cox abused his mother by locking her inside a filthy room. Monique Blair went to the home and tells us what exactly police found.
So they kicked the door in. When they did, the smell made everyone throw up.
Deputies with the Wayne County Sheriff's Office came out to 53-year-old Gary Cox's home Friday to check on his mom after she missed a dialysis appointment. When they showed up, there was a padlock on the only accessible door to the home, and Cox's mom was locked inside.
I don't really believe Gary had locked the door to be mean. I believe he locked it because the door was broken.
Cox was arrested and charged with unlawful imprisonment and wanton endangerment, but deputies found more inside his home.
I know 2 dogs in the house that was dead, one with its head cut off. It looked like something had chewed on it.
Deputies say they found a dead dog along with several buckets of human feces and urine near the bed Cox's mom was lying on. They also found several dog and cat carcasses behind this home.
I don't know, it's disturbing, but you know, I know the kind of person he was.
Neighbors tell me there was always a smell coming from Cox's home. Austin Valentine says he went inside one time, and although he never saw any of the animal carcasses, he was barely able to walk through the home.
They was like you couldn't even tell there's so much stuff piled on each other. Like you had to turn sideways to get through it.
Cox is also charged with 10 counts of animal cruelty, 2nd degree, and is being held in the Wayne County Detention Center on a $50,000 cash bond.
I never felt unsafe, but he didn't give me that uneasy feeling. You know, he was just so friendly.
In Wayne County, Monique Blair, WKYT.
Cox's mother is being treated at UK Hospital. Deputies say she had an infection when she was found on Friday.
Disturbing there. Well, a southeastern Kentucky man is behind bars this morning after leading police on a chase over the weekend. On Sunday night, Jack Rose was pulled over for a traffic stop but took off, leading police on a chase through Barberville. When police were finally able to stop Rose in a Taco Bell parking lot, they say he didn't get out of the car. Officers had to open the car doors themselves and try to wrestle Rose out of the car. Police say none of the troopers were hurt in this. Rose is facing more than half a dozen charges. Well, a big announcement today expected from Kentucky U.S. Senator Rand Paul, who's expected to join the race for the White House today.
The GOP hopeful released a new video that teases his big announcement. The video features a number of national news anchors, all touting Senator Paul as someone who breaks the mold. It's a message that will likely match his speech today in Louisville, where he will likely become the 2nd Republican to formally announce a presidential run. Under current state laws, Senator Paul cannot run for both president and senator. 2 officers, of course, are both up for election in 2016, but he is trying to find a way to make that happen. Rand Paul in 2016, as you see there, and that expected today. Our Herald Leader poll took a look at Senator Paul's potential White House run. The results released back in March. Most folks polled, 30% think that Senator Paul should get out of politics and not run for any office. 23% think he should run for both president and Senate next year. 19% say he should just run for president. Another 19% think he should just run for the Senate. The other 9% are not sure. But again, we do expect that at noon today at the Galt House in Louisville.
He'll be the 2nd after Ted Cruz.
Right, and many more expected out there experimenting, seeing what kind of support they have. WKYT This Morning is just getting started. It's good to have you with us.
Is your family prepared in the case of an emergency? Moms Every Day puts together a safety kit you should have handy when we return.
We have storms back toward the west, and here they come, tracking across our viewing area in the next several hours. It's not only today, guys. We have several days ahead, and I'll show you your latest forecast up next.
Kentucky